Railways have always needed specialised wagons for transporting special cargo, be it livestock, cars, or nobility. At the turn of the 20th century, however, the railways of Britain had a new kind of delicate cargo that required a lot of care and attention. A cargo that became a significant logistical challenge to handle properly. Bananas. Because of the specific climate that's required to grow them, bananas were very difficult to get in Britain. In order to get to Europe from plantations in the southern hemisphere, bananas would have to be loaded onto boats and spend weeks at sea. However, once picked, they tend to ripen quite quickly, and so by the time the fruit arrived in Europe, it would be very close to expiring. In 1901, however, this changed with the formation of Elders and Fifes, who began running banana boats to and from England. These boats were fitted with large refrigeration units, which prevented the bananas from ripening during the voyage. Once they were delivered to their final destination, they'd be stored in ripening sheds which warmed them up, causing them to quickly become ripe and ready to go to market. Because bananas bruise easily, however, the railways quickly found that they couldn't simply load them into covered vans as they would with other domestic fruits. Instead, precautions had to be taken to not only sufficiently cushion the bananas during transit, but also keep the temperature in the vans low to keep them from ripening before being delivered. This led to the development of wagons dedicated entirely to transporting bananas, with the first example possibly coming from the Midland Railway. 225 8-ton banana vans were ordered from Derby Works in 1905, these essentially being standard Midland vans fitted with insulation, vents, vacuum brakes, and cupboard doors instead of the usual sliding doors. These vans were most often seen around Avonmouth docks, which became one of the largest ports for banana traffic in Britain, with the ports in Hull, Southampton, and Garston also handling a significant amount of bananas. As a result of this increase in banana traffic, other companies too also began building their own dedicated banana vans, including the London South Western Railway and the London North Western Railway. The Great Eastern Railway did use banana vans, but usually hired them from another company. The outbreak of the First World War saw a significant decrease in banana traffic, and many banana vans found themselves put to one side. After the war, however, banana traffic increased dramatically, resulting in the railways requiring more vans to handle the deliveries. In 1918, the Great Western Railway had 300 general-purpose vans modified for use as meat vans, fitting them with insulation and closing off their air vents. This was only meant to be a temporary measure, but in 1921, when banana traffic took off, it was decided that 258 of these vans would be modified into banana vans, being fitted with vacuum brakes and having new adjustable vents fitted at each end. On top of that, these vans were also fitted with steam heating. A through pipe ran under the van and connected to an uptake which connected to two larger heating pipes in the ceiling. Drip trays were fitted to prevent condensation, and the temperature inside could be controlled by a valve on the outside of the van. The steam used for heating would come from the locomotive pulling the vans just like with passenger carriages, but the process of actually warming the vans up took time. Once the engine was connected, workers had to wait for steam to reach the rear van before turning the heating on, starting from the back and making their way forward. The vents and heating allowed the vans to maintain a constant temperature of 11 degrees Celsius all year round, keeping the bananas from ripening before reaching their destination. By turning the temperature up, the railways could also start the ripening process as the bananas were in transit, saving the need to store them in a ripening shed. After the grouping in 1923, the LMS designed and built banana vans of their own in 1924, these also being fitted with vents and steam heating. Both the LMS and Great Western vans were primarily loaded at Avonmouth docks, where vans would be pulled through the loading sheds via ropes and capstans and loaded as they moved. The door handles on both the LMS and Great Western vans were mounted lower down in order to make them more accessible to workers on ground level, and the operation was so big that there were 2 rail yards on site, one for each company. Fresh straw would be placed on the floor of the vans before the bananas were loaded in. Once the bananas were delivered, the straw would be removed from the vans and burnt to help ensure that no tropical insects or spiders had been brought over on accident. The Great Eastern Railway put in an order for 100 banana vans in 1923, and these quickly came under the ownership of the London North Eastern Railway. Many of these vans ended up migrating to Southern Railways, however, in the 1930s, when Elders and Fifes moved handling operations from Hull to Southampton docks. The old London South Western banana vans had been satisfactory until that point, but the influx of bananas meant the Southern had to build 200 more vans to meet demand, with another 125 standard vans being modified for use when Elders and Fifes began unloading at the Royal Albert Docks in 1935. As far as I'm aware, the Great Western Railway was the first railway recorded using steam heating in their banana vans. Most sources broadly refer to all banana vans in the country having steam heating, and while that's true of post-grouping stock, information on the van's pre-grouping is limited and vague. Though many railways had built banana vans prior to the Great Western, I couldn't find anything confirming any company had used steam heating prior to 1921. Banana traffic became a surprisingly big operation for the railways, but the Second World War soon caused it to take a significant hit. Banana imports were essentially halted during the war, with most vans either being put to one side or repurposed. The Great Western Railway temporarily converted some of their banana vans back into meat vans, and many of the old wagons belonging to the Midland Railway ended up as departmental stock or tool vans. After the war, the flow of bananas picked up again, with British Railways building their own banana vans. These didn't have steam heating, being more heavily insulated instead, but did possess through pipes so they could work with heated vans. All banana vans eventually had their heating equipment removed by 1963. By the end of the 60s, roads were taking much of the banana traffic away from the railways, and gradually more and more vans were phased out of BR's roster until 1979 when the final banana service ran. A handful of these vans have since been preserved and are on display at various museums and heritage railways up and down the country. The many banana vans of Britain's railways, then, are an unusual but interesting product of their time, standing out as a prime example of the incredible complex logistics that the railways had to handle. So next time you tuck into a banana, be it slicing it into your breakfast or making banoffee pie, just remember it took an awful lot of problem solving to get it there. Subscribe for more.